Hi, I'm Mr. Clegg from Onchan School.
And we are here with a gang of 15 of... Are these your students?
They come from Year 5 and 6, and some of those 6s have now graduated on to Year 7 at Hague because the project's taken so long.
And the project we're talking about is right in front of us. It is the most fantastic electric car. So tell us about it. How did this project first start out?
Well, it was based on the idea of trying to encourage girls into considering a career in engineering. I did some research and I found out that only 13% of the engineers in this country are actually female, and we're going to have a shortfall of about 40,000 people each year with STEM sciences, that's science, technology, engineering and mathematics. So it was kind of a way of encouraging them to just get involved, have a go at building something, and we wanted a project that was a little bit different, a little bit special. So came up with this crazy idea of building the electric car.
It is amazing. Have you got a background in engineering yourself?
None whatsoever. So when we had our celebration day and we had a room full of engineers, I was really happy. And the car actually went all afternoon without breaking down. So that's a credit to the girls.
So tell us about the building project. I mean, we're literally starting from scratch with, right, here's wheel A and away we go, like a giant FX kit, or more basic than that?
Very much. It's a kit car that's produced by Green Power, and it's aimed at 9 to 11-year-olds. And in the UK, they actually have a racing circuit and a championship. Obviously, we couldn't enter that from the Isle of Man. But it's based around a kit car, and really it came in about 5 boxes, and the girls just threw themselves into it, and then we thought maybe we should look at the plans first.
Read the instructions.
Read the instructions. It's not particularly my thing, reading instructions, but there you go.
Mine neither. So what sort of timescale were we talking about to actually go from opening the box to seeing it go for the first time?
The whole project was kind of started in September 19 with the concept, the idea. Then I had to raise some money, so we built some great relationships with our engineering friends up the road, Triumph. They sponsored the project. We've had money from the Onchan School Association. I'd just like to say a quick thank you to Gemma Campbell there. She's the chair of the Onchan School Association. They also sponsored us some money. We raised money from Manx Telecom as well. And we had a drive-in movie to raise money in the school. So once we'd funded it, we then had to get the girls involved. Wasn't sure what the interest would be. We had 50 girls potentially. Of those 50, 45 turned up for the meeting, and 30 of those submitted entries. And I wish we could have had more girls on the project, but it was just limited by the size, obviously. So we got to work in about March time. Obviously, the second week in March, everything closed down. We had intended to have the car ready for the school fair in July. But then, obviously, we opened again in the summer term, and we had to quickly try and get the chassis parts together as best we could and try and get the project finished because of where the Year 6s were going up to Year 7.
Absolutely, and it looks fantastic. It looks like a racing car. It's even got a roll cage on. Hopefully we will, we can't actually sort of drive it in here because I don't think there's room, Christy, one way or another. We'll take a video of it just showing it going anyway and get the motor started up. Have you had a go?
I might have had a little go, yes, at the back of the school.
And we've got the whole team here. Right, who would like to tell me a little bit more about it then? Look, there you are right in front of me. So your name?
Alessia Costello.
Okay, and how did you get involved right from the beginning?
Well, I built the chassis with my friends and also the seat, and it was just a really good experience and something a bit outside of my comfort zone. I don't think I'd ever normally do something like this, and I was really hoping to get in because I knew that not everyone would be able to, so I'm just very lucky that I got in.
It is fantastic, because I was the opposite. When I was at school, I did metalwork and woodwork, and what I really liked doing was cookery. But so would you be interested now in going on and doing more like this, or maybe studying engineering?
Well, when we first started, I didn't really know much about engineering. I didn't really think of considering a career in it. But when we started building it, I really enjoyed it, so I definitely think I would consider a career in engineering now.
Marvellous. Who else have we got? Who else would like to talk? Yeah? Okay, your name?
Freya Ramsden.
Okay, and how have you enjoyed the project?
I really enjoyed it, especially from the start. When we had to put in the entries to get into the club, I was really excited, and I really, really wanted to get in, even though it wasn't necessarily my cup of tea. I wanted to try it.
Mm-hmm. Do you find it complicated? Because I must admit, I am absolutely hopeless with anything technical like this. I wouldn't know where to start. Did you sort of find it really daunting at first?
Well, it was... I reckon it was It got easier, but it's putting the screws in and everything. I don't have much strength, so we had to get Mr. Clague to help with that. But I think reading the instructions was one of my strongest parts of it, because I was able to look at what screws you need and everything, and in the end I was able to use the screwdriver properly. But yeah, it was hard, but it got easier.
So is anyone here who was, before you started on the project, was already interested in engineering and building cars, building something? Anyone like that? Any hands up? One here. There's someone here. You were talking before, and you say you love motorbikes.
Yeah, I do. I have 4 of my own, and my brother has 7, 8. I'm not too sure.
So you've got 4 of your own, and there's another 7 with your brother. And what's your name, sorry?
Emily Hannibal.
Emily, right. So there's what? So it's already 12 motorbikes in your house at least?
Yeah. My dad has a shed, which he has all of his tools and stuff. And my brother just got a motorbike off my other brother, but we're trying to fix the back of the light because it's like broken because it won't switch off and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. So you already knew a little bit about bikes and cars and such like. Was it very different working on the electric car project then?
Not that difficult because my dad showed me how to use the tools.
Right, so you had a good head start there. So would you like to go on and work with motorbikes, with cars or something when you grow older?
Yeah.
And what would you like to be? Any ideas at the moment?
An apprentice.
And go into engineering and maybe doing manufacturing of some kind?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. And in the meantime, you're still riding motorbikes?
Yeah.
Marvellous. Anyone else for our last quick word? I'll come over to the far corner here, seeing as you're far away. Okie dokie. And just come down here. Your name?
Maisie Costain.
Maisie. And have you enjoyed it as well? Has it been a challenge?
Yes, it's been amazing.
What do you enjoy most?
I liked working with my friends and being able to do stuff without having full control on us. We could do stuff by ourselves and know what we were doing. So.
Okay, and do you think now that you would be interested in going on to work in manufacturing or doing something more scientific based?
I would consider it, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And what's your name?
Roxanne.
Roxanne. And again, is it something, have you got any background interest in science or manufacturing or making things like this, or was it a case of, gosh, it's something totally new?
Very new.
Very new.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy it?
Yes.
Do you think you learned a lot from it?
A lot.
Okay. And what would you say, do you think you sort of learned most? What's been the most important thing you think you've picked up from it? It's a tricky question, that one.
How to screw a nut in a bolt.
How to use tools and how to actually put things together.
Yeah, I had no knowledge of that.
Yeah. And did you actually enjoy them once you started doing that? Because, if you haven't done something before, you never know until you try, do you?
Yeah, because when you learn how to do it, it got quite easier.
Okay. So you think you'd be able to, give someone a hand now if their car breaks down?
Don't think I'm that talented.
You never know, though. Right. Okay, one more from over here. Some really eager people over here. Right, come over here as well. And right down here. Your name?
Ava Canty.
Okay, Ava. And, again, we're right next to the car here. Now, have you actually had a go in it?
Yeah, so last week we had a meet-up and some of the girls from high school came down and we all had a go of the car, and it was really fun, but like Mr. Clague said, it was a bit loud at first, but then we realised why, and all of our, we could cut our heart race down again.
So was it pretty fast?
Yeah, it was really fast. There was one girl in particular who Mr. Clague was trying to shout brake to, but she was going so fast that she just kept going.
It does sound a bit scary, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, especially, I know her, personally, and, to see her going so fast in the car, and she's, really close to the fence and things. It was quite scary.
Certainly sounds. Where did you actually try it out? Because we're in the classroom here, and not that much room, so presumably it had to be somewhere with a fair amount of sort of run-off space.
So we were actually in the playground, and we had, all the year 3s and 4s coming out for their daily mile, but at the same time they were just, mesmerised by the fact that there was a electric car rolling around their playground.
And were you amazed? I suppose there must have been a sigh of relief when you plugged it in for the first time and it actually went.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't. To be honest, I didn't know if it would work because we had to stop for a while. I didn't know if the bits that we'd done maybe had just like sort of gone so like not working anymore. But then we got back, and during the summer holidays, Mr. Clegg took it home and did all the proper engine work that was a bit too complicated for us to do, and then we actually managed to turn it on, and it was just a relief.
And so has that sparked your excitement or interest in things like engineering, manufacturing, going into the sciences, something along those lines as you sort of grow older and maybe think about university, other courses and such like?
It's definitely one of my considerations as I've really enjoyed this project in school.
Okay, and one more? One more person? One more? Okay, and last but by no means least, your name?
Poppy Farragut.
Okay, Poppy, and again, we were hearing, well, again, have you had a go as well?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, and was it scary? It looks like it's fast, and my hearing it was pretty fast.
Yes, it was really fast. And it was just so amazing and such a relief to finally have a go, and the brakes work too.
I was going to say, I'm liking the fact that the brakes work. That's had you actually? I'm taking everyone. This had been tested beforehand to make sure you could stop as well as go.
Yeah.
And again, is it something? Had you done anything like this before? You know, had you done any sort of model making or things like that at home?
Well, at home, I used to make some stuff with my dad. I used to sort out the nuts and bolts, and he used to do the heavy work and all that. And other than that, I haven't really done anything like this, and it was such a new experience for me, and it was so fun.
So would you like to do something like this again, or maybe go on to sort of study more in this sort of vein, manufacturing or electronics or science or engineering, that sort of thing?
Yes, I would. It's definitely something that I would have a think about, and it's one of my considerations.
The green elements, as Christy was mentioning there, what's important about when we say green, the green element for you, what's important for you?
Well, it's better for nature, and it helps the environment, but petrol isn't that good for the environment.
Which is true, because of what, the fumes and such like?
Yeah, that sort of thing.
And what's your name?
Eva Griffiths.
Eva Griffiths. Anyone else agree with Eva on that one? Anyone got strong thoughts on that?
I love going in cars, but especially that one in particular, because obviously we made it, and I made a car, so it's it's very good, and I'm really happy about it. And also because that it's green, I'm happy about that because of the environment, and I like to save the environment, especially with something that I've actually made. So I just like that aspect of it.
Sounds good to me. And do you think it's important, as you get older and years go by, that you think we're going to see more green cars, maybe like your electric car here? Do you think that's the way cars will be?
Yes, I think that will be. And I think really all cars should be like this because it's quite fast as well. So, and also the brakes work, so that's a relief as well.
You're right there.
Yeah, and also we could probably use it on the road if cars weren't so fast, so I think that could be a pretty cool aspect to it as well.
So do you think when you're maybe taking your driving test, you'll be driving an electric car not a million miles on like this?
I hope so.